Hey guys, welcome to the clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson. This is my cat Tack, and today we're going to be reviewing Westworld Season 2, Episode 4. Right next to the first episode of Season 1, this is my favorite episode of the entire series. It's definitely the best episode of this season so far, in my opinion, but I love the first episode of the first season. But this one was awesome. We got a lot of questions answered and a lot to cover, so we'll try to wrap this up pretty quickly because there's a lot that I loved about this episode. First, let's talk about old Delos. You know, at first I thought it was, and of course we all thought that he was the real guy in the cell, you know, going through the motions, you know, exercising, doing all the things you do in a normal day. And the guy, William comes in, young William comes in and starts asking him the questions. And you don't realize until the second time that he's a host, you know, and that whole concept was awesome to me, that it's like transferring your consciousness into one of the hosts. It's like an experiment, and of course it keeps failing. It failed 149 times, but the fact that they did it that many times and it's gone through it, and they had 35 conversations, you know, with new host every time. Oh my gosh, I love that whole subplot of this episode, especially the last part when it was the older William, you know, meeting with him right before he goes into Westworld itself to kick off season 1. This is kind of a prequel to that, and I was just amazed. I mean, well written, well acted, well filmed, brilliant piece of work. Those sections. Another brilliant piece, and which this is what made me love the episode so much, was this scene, and that's the scene with William and Lawrence, I think his name is, when he starts noticing all the sights and sounds of his environment, planning his attack, each man, you know, listening to where each person was. Even though he couldn't see them, he could hear them and knew where they were. And then he just busts out and just starts one-shotting them. I mean, John Wick style, you know, headshot, headshot, headshot. I was on the edge of my seat watching that. I mean, I was so pumped up and so exciting. That scene alone, all the way up to where he poured the nitroglycerin down, you know, his throat and had that other guy blow his head off. From the time he started sensing everything around him till the time his head got blown off, is my favorite scene of the entire series so far. So that made me love this whole episode and made me love this whole season. So I'm really, really digging the season. Another thing, the whole Arnold, or Bernard, whatever you want to call him. I guess he's Bernard now, but he was Arnold. Him realizing that, you know, we find out what these secret labs are, you know, and we find out that secret lab where they're actually doing the whole experiment of transferring human consciousness into a host. That's what's going on down there. And, you know, they've done it over and over with Delos. Of course, we find out is in that locked room. That's where his little room is. You know, so he's the major experiment. And then we find that they have one more that's been coded and downloaded and everything, that little ball. That's another human that's coded on there. Who is it? Who knows? My opinion is that it's Ford. I've seen online that a lot of people think that it's Bernard, that's consciousness that's actually on there, and it probably is. But honestly, I hope that it's Ford, because that would be a brilliant way to bring Anthony Hopkins back. And he was my favorite of the season last season. Right under that was Man in Black, and now it's Man in Black for this season is my favorite character so far. And then we get the whole end with him meeting his daughter at the end. You know, that's the girl that got attacked by the tiger, and washed up on shore, got captured by, and you can see now that she's not a host like I thought she was, that she's the actual real daughter of William. And I love that concept. I loved how she rode up on in the sunrise, Apocalypse Now style. I was totally digging that. And then it revealed that it was her. At first, I thought it was Dolores, but it was actually her, which I should have known. But it would have been really cool if Dolores met with him. That would have been unique to me. But him having a daughter and her being, pretty much just like him, able to get out of situations, don't really care about who she hurts along the way or what she does. She just wants to get out and escape. And she's a good kind of escape artist, I guess you could say. So she's a badass. So William's a badass, Man in Black. So I cannot wait to see them together taking on these hosts and getting to their final destination. But anyway, that being said, those are the reasons why I love this episode. It's awesome. I'm pumped up for next week's episode, and I hope you are too. But it's not all about my opinion. What did you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments below. Is it your favorite of the season? Let me know. Let's discuss. And on that note, keep in mind that coming up next will be my Cobra Kai Season 1, Episode 1 review. I'm excited about that, and me and Ridgely are going to be watching the rest of it this weekend, so we can do a review of it together, the entire series. But we watched Episode 1, loved it. I'm going to do a personal review, my opinions on it, and give hers as well, but she's not here, so she can't film it with me. So, that being said, that's coming up next. Be prepared for that on Thursday. And guys, always keep in mind to make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!